According to the United States Constitution, the president is not elected directly by the people. Instead, he's elected by the Electoral College. After each state counts its popular vote, electors are selected and instructed to vote for the candidate who won the popular vote in their respective state. 48 out of the 50 states use a winner-take-all system. However, Nebraska and Maine split their votes up via electoral districts. This is why in 2008, Barack Obama won one electoral vote in Nebraska, and the rest went to John McCain. 8 years later, Donald Trump won one electoral vote in Maine, while the rest went to Hillary Clinton. There have been other reasons why electoral votes have been split up in the past. One of the most peculiar cases came during one of the nation's most trying of times. In 1860, the Democratic Party had split along sectional lines over the issue of slavery's expansion. Northern Democrats had nominated Stephen Douglas of Illinois, while Southern Democrats nominated John C. Breckinridge of Kentucky. There was also an upstart political party called the Constitutional Union Party, which nominated John Bell of Virginia. They all went up against Republican presidential candidate Abraham Lincoln. With the Democrats divided, they knew they could not win crucial states like New Jersey on separate tickets. New Jersey, it's worth noting, was something of a northern state with southern sympathies. It had connections with the southern planters due to the success of the textile industry. It was also one of the last states in the North to abolish slavery, which didn't occur until 1843. Both Democratic parties, along with the Constitutional Union Party, decided to run a fusion ticket in New Jersey. A fusion ticket is an electoral arrangement in which two or more separate parties decide to put the same candidate on the ballot. The reason for this is to rally support against one candidate and then deny him victory. This is what the Democrats had hoped to achieve in New Jersey, as they believed there would be more anti-Lincoln voters out there than there were necessarily pro-Douglas, pro-Breckinridge, or pro-Bell voters. Now, there were no public votes for Lincoln or any of the other candidates. Rather, the electors ran on behalf of the candidates. On the fusion ticket, 3 electors pledged to Douglas, 2 for Breckinridge, and another 2 for Bell. Despite this arrangement, some Douglas-supporting Democrats resented Breckinridge and Bell and opted to fill out their own slate of all 7 electors for Douglas. Of those 7, 3 of them were also on the fusion ticket slate. To add to the confusion, voters were not handed pre-printed election ballots. Rather, they were either handed one by a political party or they had to fill one out themselves. Voters could cross out electors on pre-printed ballots, and that's exactly what many Democrats decided to do. On Election Day, about 58,200 fusion tickets were cast. About 4,600 went straight Democrat to Douglas, and about 58,300 Republican ballots were cast. Though the exact numbers are unknown, according to the New Jersey archival record, some 400 to 2,000 fusion tickets containing electors for both Breckinridge and Bell were crossed out. Combined, the 3 Douglas electors from both the fusion ticket and the straight ticket got over 62,000 votes. The 7 Republican candidates got about 58,300 votes. And the remaining fusion ticket electors got 58,200 or less. When all was said and done, Lincoln got 4 electoral votes from New Jersey and Douglas got 3, despite the fact that the non-Lincoln fusion ticket outnumbered the popular vote to what Lincoln received. these details were not mentioned when the electors convened in Trenton to verify the votes. Despite Lincoln winning the most amount of electoral votes, his opponents in New Jersey lauded this development. The True Daily American, Trenton's leading newspaper, rejoiced at the news. Quote, "All hail New Jersey," wrote the editor. He went on to say, quote, "It is with no small amount of pride and satisfaction that we record the facts to be found in our table of returns of the electoral vote." What they actually meant was just the popular vote, which, although not complete, shows conclusively that the rail splitter has been defeated in the state by a majority of about 5,000. The article seems to suggest acknowledgement that Lincoln had won nationally. The article further mentions, quote, "Whatever disastrous may result to the country from the election of Lincoln, which seems to be conceded on his hands, it will be a great consolation for democracy and union men of this state to know they were not responsible."